Finding Calm in Chaos, A Guide to Managing Modern Anxiety. Part 1, Understanding the Modern Mind in Chaos. Chapter 1, Welcome to the Calm Within the Storm. Do you ever feel like the world is spinning too fast? Like your mind is a browser with too many tabs open, each one screaming for your attention? Perhaps you wake up with a knot in your stomach, a quiet hum of worry that persists through your day, or an overwhelming sense that you're just not doing enough, not being enough, not keeping up enough. Maybe you find yourself constantly checking your phone, scrolling endlessly, feeling an anxious dread about what news might break next, or what new impossible standard you're failing to meet. You might experience a racing heart, shallow breaths, or restless nights, even when there's no immediate danger. If any of this resonates with you, I want you to take a deep breath. Just for a moment. Feel the air enter your lungs, and then gently release it. You are not alone in this. Not even close. What you're describing, what you're feeling, is a shared human experience in our modern world, the heavy, often exhausting, burden of modern anxiety. It's a silent epidemic, affecting millions, and it often leaves us feeling isolated, misunderstood, and utterly overwhelmed. For centuries, anxiety was our primal alarm system, designed to protect us from saber-toothed tigers and immediate dangers. It fired up, helped us flee or fight, and then, ideally, it subsided. But today, our tigers aren't just lurking in the bushes, they're in our inboxes, on our news feeds, in our financial statements, and in the relentless pressure to be productive, perfect, and perpetually on. The threat isn't physical, but our bodies and minds react as if it were. Our alarm system is stuck. It's constantly blaring, even when there's no fire. This constant state of alert, this chaos, as we'll call it, isn't just an inconvenience, it can be debilitating. It can erode our joy, steal our sleep, strain our relationships, and dim our inner light. But here's the profound truth I want you to hold onto as we begin this journey together: within this chaos, there is always a calm. Within you, there is a core of stillness, resilience, and peace that no external storm can truly extinguish. This audiobook is not a magic cure. There's no single pill or instant fix for something as complex as anxiety. But what it is a practical, compassionate guide. It's a roadmap that will help you understand why you feel this way, equip you with immediate tools to manage acute moments of overwhelm, and build sustainable daily practices that cultivate enduring peace. We'll explore how to navigate the relentless demands of modern life without losing yourself in the process. We'll learn to identify the triggers that fuel your fire and, more importantly, discover the anchors that can hold you steady. This journey is about self-discovery, self-compassion, and ultimately, self-liberation. It's about taking back control from the grip of worry and reclaiming your peace of mind. It won't always be easy, but every step you take towards understanding and nurturing your anxious mind is a step towards a life of greater calm, clarity, and genuine fulfillment. So, lean in. Take another gentle breath. You've already taken the most important step by choosing to listen, by choosing to care for yourself. Welcome. Let's begin to find your calm within the storm. Chapter 2, The Anxious Brain. Why we feel this way. To truly find calm, we first need to understand the beast we're trying to tame. Or perhaps, it's better to say, the well-meaning but often overzealous protector within us. Our brain. Our incredible, complex, and sometimes very anxious brain. Let's go back in time, way back, to when our ancestors roamed the earth. Their lives were filled with genuine threats, predators, harsh weather, scarcity of food. To survive, they needed an incredibly efficient alarm system. When danger appeared, a tiny almond-shaped part of their brain, called the amygdala, would instantly fire up. This amygdala is like your brain's smoke detector. It sees a flicker of danger, and boom, it triggers a cascade of physiological responses. This is the famous fight, flight, or freeze response. Adrenaline and cortisol, our stress hormones, flood our system. Our heart rate quickens, sending blood to our muscles so we can run or fight. Our breathing becomes shallow and rapid, pulling in more oxygen. Our senses sharpen, making us hyper-aware of our surroundings. Digestion slows down, because who needs to digest lunch when a lion is chasing you? Our pupils dilate, our muscles tense, all designed to give us the absolute best chance of survival. Once the danger passed, the body would ideally return to a state of rest and digest. This was healthy, acute stress, known as eustress. It was a powerful ally. The problem in our modern world is that our amazing, ancient amygdala hasn't quite caught up to the 21st century. It still reacts to perceived threats with the same intensity as it would to a tiger. But now, the tigers are things like an email from your boss with urgent in the subject line, a notification that your credit card bill is due, the news report about a faraway disaster, a critical comment on social media, the self-imposed pressure to be perfect in every aspect of your life. These are not life-threatening situations, but our bodies react as if they are. The alarm bell rings constantly, releasing stress hormones, keeping us in a perpetual state of readiness. This chronic, low-grade stress, this distress, is what fuels modern anxiety. It's like living with your foot constantly on the gas pedal, even when you're stuck in traffic. So, when you feel a racing heart, that's your body preparing to run. When your breathing is shallow, that's your body trying to get more oxygen for a sprint. When your muscles are tense, that's your body ready to fight. When your stomach is churning, that's your body diverting resources from digestion to emergency action. These are not signs that you are weak or crazy, they are signs that your nervous system is simply doing its job, an outdated job for the modern world, but a job nonetheless. Beyond the amygdala, other parts of our brain play a role. Our prefrontal cortex, the logical, decision-making part of our brain, struggles to override the amygdala's primitive alarm. When anxiety is high, our logical brain effectively goes offline, making it harder to think clearly or rationally. This is why it's so hard to just stop worrying, your brain is in a different mode. Understanding this fundamental mechanism is crucial. It allows us to step away from self-blame. You are not choosing to feel anxious. Your body and brain are responding to a perceived threat, whether real or imagined, past or future. This awareness frees us to then choose how we respond to these reactions, rather than being swept away by them. It's not a flaw in your character, it's a feature of your biology, albeit one that needs a serious software update for modern living. And that, my friend, is what we are here to provide. Chapter 3, The Modern Triggers, What's Fueling Your Fire? Now that we understand the ancient wiring of our anxious brain, let's turn our attention to the sparks that ignite it in our daily lives. Our modern world, for all its convenience and connectivity, has become a relentless factory of anxiety triggers. Identifying these specific chaos points is the first step towards managing them. Think of your anxiety like a fire. Your genetics and past experiences might be the kindling, and your ancient brain wiring is the match. But what are the fuels that keep it burning day after day? 1. The tidal wave of information overload. We live in an era of constant news cycles, breaking alerts, and infinite content. Every tragedy, every political upheaval, every social injustice, no matter how far away, lands directly in our palms. Our brains were not designed to process this volume of global distress. The result? A pervasive sense of helplessness, doom, and anxiety about everything, everywhere, all the time. Our internal alarm system is simply ringing non-stop because there's always something to worry about. 2. The illusion of social media perfection. Open any social media app, and you're immediately bombarded with curated highlight reels. Perfect vacations, flawless careers, blissful relationships, enviable bodies. This constant comparison breeds feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and the dreaded FOMO, the fear of missing out. We endlessly compare our authentic, messy behind-the-scenes lives with everyone else's polished, front-and-center performances, creating a powerful cocktail of inadequacy and anxiety. We forget that behind every perfect picture is often a dozen retakes, carefully chosen filters, and the same anxieties we all share. 3. The always-on work and financial pressure. The lines between work and life have blurred. Emails arrive at midnight, expectations for immediate responses are common, and the gig economy demands constant hustle. Financial uncertainties, job insecurity, and the rising cost of living add another layer of pervasive stress. This constant pressure to perform, to be available, and to meet ever-increasing demands leaves little room for rest, recovery, or even just being still. Our nervous systems are perpetually in overdrive. 4. Global events and helplessness. From climate change and pandemics to political polarization and natural disasters, we are acutely aware of the world's immense challenges. While awareness is important, the sheer scale of these issues can evoke a profound sense of powerlessness and existential dread. We feel the weight of the world, and often, no clear path to alleviate it, leading to a deep-seated, ambient anxiety. 5. The erosion of boundaries. In an interconnected world, setting boundaries feels increasingly difficult. Saying no to extra work, declining social invitations when you need rest, or simply turning off your phone for an hour can feel impossible due to societal expectations or internal guilt. This lack of boundaries means our energy reserves are constantly depleted, leaving us vulnerable to anxiety. We become permeable to the demands and energies of others, instead of protecting our own precious resources. 6. Lifestyle factors. The foundation crumbles. While not unique to modern life, the pace of it often forces us to neglect fundamental needs. Poor sleep. Chronic sleep deprivation is a massive anxiety amplifier. Our bodies need deep, restorative sleep to process emotions and repair themselves. Inadequate nutrition. High sugar, processed foods, and excessive caffeine can destabilize blood sugar and stimulate the nervous system, mimicking anxiety symptoms. Lack of movement. Our bodies are designed to move. Sedentary lifestyles deny us the natural stress release that physical activity provides. As you reflect on these common triggers, I invite you to silently, or perhaps aloud, if you're in a private space, consider which ones resonate most with you. Where do you feel the most pressure? What specific elements of modern chaos are fueling your fire? Just acknowledging them, giving them a name, is a powerful act of awareness. It's the first step towards understanding not just that you have anxiety, but why you have it, and what specific levers you can pull to begin to calm the flames. Part 2, Immediate Relief, Finding Your Anchor in the Storm. Chapter 4, The Power of Breath, Your Instant Calming Tool. When anxiety strikes, whether it's a sudden wave of panic or a persistent undercurrent of worry, the very first thing that often changes, without us even realizing it, is our breath. It becomes shallow, fast, held high in the chest. This is our body's ancient response to danger, signaling to our nervous system, alert. Threat detected. Prepare for action. But here's a profound secret, the breath is a two-way street. Just as anxiety can control your breath, you can use your breath to control your anxiety. It's your most powerful, immediate, and accessible calming tool, available to you 24/7, no matter where you are. Think of your nervous system as having two main branches. The sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight, flight, or freeze response, the accelerator. The parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest response, the brake. When you're anxious, your sympathetic nervous system is in overdrive. Our goal is to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, to gently press the brake. The primary pathway to doing this is through the vagus nerve, a long, wandering nerve that connects your brain to many important organs, including your heart and lungs. And guess what? The vagus nerve is highly influenced by your breath. Slow, deep, Diaphragmatic breathing sends a direct signal to your brain, all clear. Stand down. It's safe to relax. So, let's explore how to use this incredible tool. These aren't just theoretical exercises, these are immediate interventions you can use right now to shift your state. 1. Diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing, the foundation. This is the bedrock of calm breathing. Most of us breathe shallowly from our chests, especially when stressed. Diaphragmatic breathing engages your diaphragm, a large muscle beneath your lungs, allowing for deeper, more efficient breaths. How to do it? Find a comfortable position. You can be sitting upright, lying down, or even standing. If you're lying down, it might be easier to feel this initially. Place one hand on your chest and the other hand on your belly, just above your navel. Inhale slowly through your nose. As you inhale, focus on allowing your belly to gently rise, pushing your hand on your belly outwards. Your chest hand should remain relatively still. Imagine your belly is a balloon slowly inflating. Exhale slowly through your mouth, or nose. As you exhale, gently pull your navel towards your spine, feeling your belly hand lower. Imagine the air slowly deflating from the balloon. Make your exhale slightly longer than your inhale. This is key for activating the parasympathetic system. Perhaps inhale for a count of 4, hold for 1, and exhale for a count of 5 or 6. Repeat, continue for 3 to 5 minutes, or until you feel a noticeable shift in your state. Alright, let's try a short guided practice together right now. Settle in. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Take a slow, gentle inhale through your nose, feel your belly rise. Now, slowly exhale through your mouth, feeling your belly soften and fall. Again, inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Just a few more times, feeling the gentle rhythm of your breath. Notice the sensation of your hands, the movement of your body. Good. Now, gently return to your natural breath. The beauty of belly breathing is that it's incredibly discreet. You can do it anywhere, in a crowded elevator, during a difficult conversation, before a presentation, or lying in bed when your mind is racing. It's your secret superpower for calm. 2. Box breathing, the 4-4-4-4 method. Structured calm. This technique is fantastic for bringing order to a chaotic mind. It's used by military and first responders to maintain focus and calm under pressure. How to do it? Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Feel your belly expand. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 4. Empty your lungs fully. Hold your breath, lungs empty, for a count of 4. Repeat, continue this box cycle for 3 to 5 minutes. This structured rhythm provides a mental anchor, distracting your mind from anxious thoughts while simultaneously calming your physiology. 3. The 4-7-8 breath, for relaxation and sleep. Developed by Dr. Andrew Weil, this technique is particularly powerful for winding down before sleep or for quickly lowering anxiety. How to do it? Preparation: place the tip of your tongue against the ridge of tissue just behind your upper front teeth, and keep it there through the entire breathing process. Exhale completely through your mouth, making a gentle whoosh sound. Inhale for 4, close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose to a mental count of 4. Hold for 7, hold your breath for a count of 7. Exhale for 8, exhale completely through your mouth, making that whoosh sound, for a count of 8. Repeat, this is one breath. Inhale again and repeat the cycle 3 more times for a total of 4 breaths. The long exhale is key here. It powerfully engages your parasympathetic nervous system, helping you shift rapidly into a state of relaxation. Let's try a quick 4-7-8 breath together. Tongue gently behind your upper front teeth. Exhale completely, whoosh. Now, inhale quietly through your nose, count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, exhale completely through your mouth, whoosh, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax. You can do that up to 4 times to feel a significant shift. Practical application. Don't wait until you're in a full-blown panic to use these techniques. Integrate them into your daily life. Before starting your workday. During a break. Before a stressful meeting or conversation. Whenever you feel that familiar hum of anxiety begin. As part of your bedtime routine. The more you practice when you're calm, the more effective they will be when you need them most. Your breath is your portable anchor, always with you, always ready to guide you back to calm, even in the most turbulent waters. In the next chapter, we'll explore more ways to ground yourself when the chaos feels overwhelming. Chapter 5, Grounding Techniques, bringing you back to now. As we discussed in the previous chapter, our breath is a powerful tool to calm the physiological storm of anxiety. But what happens when your mind is racing so fast, or you feel so disconnected from reality, that even focusing on your breath feels impossible? This is where grounding techniques become your lifeline. Think of grounding as literally bringing yourself back to solid ground, back to the present moment. When anxiety takes hold, it often pulls us into the future, what if, or the past, I should have. It can make us feel detached, dizzy, or like we're spiraling out of control. Grounding techniques are designed to interrupt this cycle by engaging your senses and connecting you to your physical environment, pulling your awareness out of your anxious thoughts and into the here and now. These techniques are like anchors. When your internal storm is raging, these anchors drop down and hold you steady, preventing you from being swept away by the current of your anxiety. They are particularly effective during moments of intense overwhelm, panic attacks, or when you feel disoriented. Let's explore some powerful grounding techniques you can use anytime, anywhere. 1. The 5-4-3-2-1 technique, engaging all your senses. This is perhaps the most well-known and widely used grounding exercise because it systematically engages all 5 senses, forcing your attention onto your immediate surroundings. It's incredibly effective for interrupting a spiraling thought pattern. How to do it? 5. Name 5 things you can see. Look around your environment. Notice details you might usually overlook. The color of the wall, the texture of a surface, a specific object. Say them aloud or silently to yourself. For example, I see the green leaves on the tree, I see the light reflecting off the window, I see the pattern on my shirt, I see the dust motes dancing in the sunlight, I see the shadow of my hand. 4. Name 4 things you can feel. Focus on physical sensations. The texture of your clothes against your skin, the feeling of your feet on the floor, the temperature of the air, the pressure of your chair, the smoothness of your phone. For example, I feel the soft fabric of my sweater, I feel my feet firmly on the ground, I feel the cool air on my face, I feel the smoothness of this pen in my hand. 3. Name 3 things you can hear. Tune into the sounds around you. The hum of the refrigerator, distant traffic, your own breath, the ticking of a clock, birdsong outside. For example, I hear the distant sound of a car, I hear the quiet hum of my computer, I hear the gentle rustle of leaves outside. 2. Name 2 things you can smell. Take a moment to notice any sense. Your coffee, a candle, a cleaning product, the scent of fresh air, your own lotion. If you can't immediately identify 2, take a moment to smell something near you like your shirt or even your hand. For example, I smell the faint scent of my laundry detergent, I smell the lingering aroma of my tea. 1. Name 1 thing you can taste. What taste is in your mouth right now? Perhaps the lingering taste of your last meal or drink, or simply the taste of your saliva. You might even pop a mint or a piece of gum if you want to actively engage this sense. For example, I taste the freshness of the water I just drank. Go through this list slowly and deliberately. Don't rush. Allow your mind to fully register each sensation. This systematic approach pulls your focus out of your head and firmly into the present moment, giving your anxious thoughts less room to dominate. 2. Physical grounding, connecting to your body. Sometimes, simply feeling your body in space can be incredibly powerful. Press your feet, wherever you are, press your feet firmly into the floor. Feel the solace of your feet, the pressure points, the weight of your body supported by the ground. Wiggle your toes. Imagine roots growing from your feet, deep into the earth. Lean against a wall, if possible, stand and lean your back against a wall. Feel the solid support behind you. This can create a sense of being held and stable. Hold an object, pick up an object nearby. A mug, a pen, a stone. Focus intently on its weight, its texture, its temperature. Trace its edges with your fingers. This tactile engagement can be a powerful distraction from internal turmoil. Cold sensation, if you're feeling intensely anxious or on the verge of a panic attack, sometimes a strong, sudden sensation can shock your system back to the present. Splash cold water on your face, hold an ice cube in your hand, or place a cold pack on your wrists or neck. The sharp sensory input can quickly pull your attention away from your thoughts. 3. Movement grounding, shifting energy. Anxiety often creates restless energy. Channeling that energy through mindful movement can be incredibly grounding. Mindful walking, if you can, go for a short walk. Pay attention to each step, the feeling of your feet hitting the ground, the swing of your arms, the rhythm of your breath. Notice the sights and sounds around you, truly engaging with your environment. Don't walk to a destination, walk to feel the walking. Gentle stretches or shaking, if you're confined, simply stand up and do some gentle stretches. Roll your shoulders, stretch your arms overhead, bend and twist. Or, allow your body to gently shake out tension, starting with your hands and arms, then legs, almost like a dog shaking off water. This can release pent-up energy. 4. Auditory grounding, the soundscape of now. Sometimes, just focusing on what you hear can be enough. Identify 3 sounds, close your eyes briefly and identify 3 distinct sounds around you. Start with the most obvious, then try to pick out fainter ones. Listen to music, put on a piece of calming, instrumental music, or even a piece of music with a strong, clear rhythm. Allow yourself to be fully absorbed by the sounds, noticing the instruments, the melody, the beat. The key to all grounding techniques is to engage your senses deliberately. When your mind is spiraling, it needs a strong pull back to reality. These simple yet profound practices are your allies in regaining control, bringing you out of the anxious what if and back into the calming what is. Practice them regularly, even when you're not anxious, so they become second nature when you truly need them. Chapter 6, The Emergency Toolkit, Quick Fixes for Overwhelm. Sometimes, anxiety doesn't just hum in the background, it erupts. It can feel like a sudden, overwhelming wave, a tightening in your chest, a rush of irrational fear, or a sense of impending doom. These are the moments when you need your emergency toolkit, a collection of quick-acting strategies to pull you back from the brink of overwhelm, or to navigate a full-blown panic attack. These aren't long-term solutions, but they are immediate circuit breakers. They're about buying yourself a few crucial minutes to regain composure, to prevent a spiraling thought from taking over, or to lessen the intensity of acute distress. Here are some go-to techniques to add to your emergency toolkit. 1. Acknowledge and allow, the paradoxical approach. Our first instinct when anxiety flares is often to fight it, to push it away, or to tell ourselves to just stop. Ironically, this resistance often makes anxiety stronger. The acknowledge and allow technique is about leaning into the discomfort, rather than resisting it. How to do it? Acknowledge, when you feel anxiety rising, simply say to yourself, "Hello, Anxiety. I see you. You can even name it, this is my anxiety about X situation. Allow, instead of fighting it, invite it to be there. I don't like this feeling, but I can allow it to be here for a moment. It won't hurt me. Imagine your anxiety as a wave. Instead of trying to push it back, you're allowing it to roll over you. You know it will pass. Observe without judgment, notice the sensations without labeling them as bad or good. My heart is racing. My palms are sweaty. My mind is jumping. Just observe. This detachment creates space between you and the feeling. This approach is counterintuitive, but incredibly powerful. By accepting anxiety's presence, you reduce the secondary anxiety that comes from worrying about being anxious. It's like dimming a spotlight on a demanding guest. When you stop feeding it attention, it loses power. 2. Thought diffusion, leaves on a stream. Anxiety thrives on sticky thoughts, worries that get stuck in a loop. Thought diffusion techniques help you create distance from these thoughts, seeing them as separate from you. How to do it? Visualize a stream, close your eyes for a moment, if safe, and imagine a gentle stream flowing in front of you. Place thoughts on leaves. As anxious thoughts pop into your mind, imagine each thought being written on a leaf. Place the leaf gently onto the surface of the stream. Watch them float away, watch each leaf float down the stream and out of sight. Don't judge the thoughts, just observe them and let them pass. If the same thought comes back, put it on another leaf and let it float away again. This metaphor helps you recognize that thoughts are just mental events, they don't define you, and you don't have to engage with every single one. You are the observer, not the thought itself. 3. The body scan, rapid tension release. Anxiety often manifests as physical tension. A quick body scan can help you identify and release this tension, bringing immediate physical relief. How to do it? Check in, briefly close your eyes or soften your gaze. Start at the top of your head. Notice if your forehead is furrowed, your jaw clenched, your shoulders hunched. Release, consciously relax each area. Smooth your forehead, let your jaw hang loose, drop your shoulders down and back. Work your way down your body, through your arms, hands, torso, hips, legs, and feet. Shake it out. Sometimes, a quick physical release can help. Wiggle your fingers and toes, shake your hands, or gently jiggle your legs. This can physically discharge some of the anxious energy. 4. Mindful distraction, a positive redirect. While we typically advocate for facing feelings, in moments of extreme overwhelm, a mindful distraction can be a healthy circuit breaker, especially if you're on the verge of a panic attack. The key is mindful, engaging your senses in a positive way, rather than dissociating. How to do it? Engage a sense. Sight, look at a piece of art, really notice its colors and textures. Find something aesthetically pleasing. Sound, listen to a favorite calming song, focusing on the instruments and lyrics. Or listen to nature sounds. Taste/smell, have a piece of strong flavored candy, a mint, or a piece of fruit. Actively savor the taste. Inhale the scent of a calming essential oil, like lavender, or your favorite perfume/cologne. Focus on detail. The goal isn't to avoid anxiety, but to gently redirect your attention to something external and benign, giving your overwhelmed nervous system a moment to reset. This is temporary, not a long-term coping strategy, but it can be vital in an emergency. 5. Hydration and a small nourishment. Sometimes, low blood sugar or dehydration can exacerbate anxiety symptoms, mimicking a panic attack. Drink water, take slow sips of cool water. Rehydration can have an immediate calming effect. Small, healthy snack, if you haven't eaten in a while, a small, balanced snack, like a handful of nuts, a piece of fruit, or a whole grain cracker, can stabilize your blood sugar and provide your body with the fuel it needs. Your emergency toolkit is about empowering you with quick, Practical responses. The more you practice these when you're feeling mildly anxious, the more automatic they'll become when you truly need them. Remember, these are your rapid response allies, helping you regain your footing when the storm feels most intense. In the next part, we'll shift our focus from immediate relief to building enduring resilience, creating daily practices that nurture lasting calm. Part 3, Building Resilience, Daily Practices for Enduring Calm. You've learned how to understand your anxious brain and how to use immediate tools to address acute moments of overwhelm. Now, it's time to shift our focus from damage control to construction. This part of the audiobook is about building resilience, developing daily practices and habits that act as a strong foundation, making you less susceptible to the chaos and better equipped to handle life's inevitable challenges with a deeper sense of inner peace. Think of it like this: the immediate relief tools are your fire extinguisher. But building resilience is about installing smoke detectors, ensuring proper wiring, and fireproofing your home. It's proactive, sustainable, and designed to cultivate a lasting state of calm. Chapter 7, Cultivating Mindfulness, Living in the Present. In our fast-paced, digital world, our minds are constantly jumping from one thing to the next, often dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. This mental time travel is a breeding ground for anxiety. Mindfulness offers a powerful antidote. It teaches us to simply be in the present moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, without getting swept away by them. Mindfulness is not about emptying your mind or achieving a state of blissful calm, though those can be wonderful side effects. It's about paying attention, on purpose, to the present moment, and doing so non-judgmentally. It's about noticing your breath, the sensations in your body, the sights and sounds around you, and the thoughts that arise in your mind, all without getting entangled. The essence of mindfulness: observe, don't absorb. Imagine you're sitting by a busy road. Cars, your thoughts, are driving by. You can watch them pass. You can notice their color, their speed, the sound of their engines. But you don't have to jump into every car and go for a ride. You can simply observe. This is the core skill of mindfulness, recognizing that you are the observer of your thoughts and feelings, not the thoughts and feelings themselves. This creates a crucial space between you and your anxiety. Formal mindfulness practices, the meditation cushion. While mindfulness can be practiced anywhere, formal meditation sessions provide dedicated time to train your attention. Guided sitting meditation: find a comfortable seated position. Gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Bring your attention to your breath, feel the air entering and leaving your body. When your mind wanders, and it will, that's natural, gently guide it back to your breath without judgment. Start with just 5 to 10 minutes a day. There are many guided meditations available on apps and online that can walk you through this. Body scan meditation: lie down comfortably. Bring your awareness to different parts of your body, starting from your toes and slowly moving up to your head. Notice any sensations: warmth, coolness, tingling, tension, without trying to change them. This helps you reconnect with your physical self and release tension. These formal practices are like going to the gym for your attention muscle. They strengthen your ability to stay present, which then translates into your daily life. Informal mindfulness practices: bringing awareness to your day. This is where mindfulness truly transforms your life beyond the meditation cushion. It's about bringing conscious awareness to everyday activities. Mindful eating: instead of rushing through your meal, truly taste your food. Notice its colors, textures, aromas. Chew slowly. Savor each bite. Pay attention to how your body feels as you eat. Are you truly hungry? Are you satisfied? Mindful walking: as we touched upon with grounding, when you walk, notice the sensation of your feet on the ground, the swing of your arms, the sights and sounds around you. Feel the breeze on your skin. Don't just walk to get somewhere, walk to be walking. Mindful listening: when someone is speaking to you, Truly listen. Put away your phone. Make eye contact. Resist the urge to interrupt or formulate your response. Just hear what they are saying, both with their words and their body language. Mindful chores: turn mundane tasks like washing dishes, folding laundry, or brushing your teeth into opportunities for mindfulness. Feel the warm water on your hands, notice the scent of the soap, observe the movements of your body. This transforms chores from obligations into moments of presence. Benefits for anxiety. Regular mindfulness practice helps to reduce rumination. It lessens the tendency for anxious thoughts to loop endlessly. Increase emotional regulation. You become more aware of your emotions as they arise, giving you a chance to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Lessen reactivity. You become less prone to immediately reacting to external stressors. Enhance appreciation. By being present, you notice and appreciate the small joys and beauty in everyday life that anxiety often blinds you to. Mindfulness is not about eliminating anxiety, it's about changing your relationship with it. It teaches you that while anxious thoughts may arise, you don't have to follow them down the rabbit hole. You can observe, breathe, and choose to return to the present moment, where true calm resides. Start small, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the profound peace that this simple practice can bring. Chapter 8: The Gratitude Advantage, Shifting Your Perspective. When we are caught in the grip of anxiety, our brains have a powerful tendency to focus on what's wrong, what could go wrong, and what we lack. This is a survival mechanism, designed to spot threats. But in modern life, it can lead to a pervasive sense of dread and dissatisfaction. Gratitude offers a powerful counter-strategy. It's not about ignoring challenges, but about actively seeking out the good, the positive, and the blessings that already exist in your life. Practicing gratitude isn't just about feeling nice, it's a profound neurobiological shift. Research shows that regularly practicing gratitude can literally rewire your brain, increasing activity in areas associated with reward, social bonding, and moral cognition. It can reduce stress hormones, improve sleep, boost your immune system, and even make you feel more connected to others. It's a powerful antidote to the negativity bias that anxiety feeds upon. Simple practices for cultivating gratitude. 1. The Gratitude Journal, 3 Good Things. This is perhaps the most well-known and effective gratitude practice. Daily ritual: each day, ideally at night before bed, write down 3 new things you are grateful for from that day. They don't have to be monumental. They can be incredibly simple: the warm cup of tea, a kind word from a colleague, the feeling of sunlight on my face, my comfortable bed, the sound of birds outside my window. Be specific. Instead of "I'm grateful for my family," try "I'm grateful my sister made me laugh today with her silly story." Specificity makes the feeling more potent. Feel it, don't just list them. Take a moment to feel the gratitude for each item. Savor the emotion. This is where the true power lies. Over time, this practice trains your brain to actively scan for positive experiences, shifting your focus from scarcity and threat to abundance and blessings. 2. Gratitude walks, noticing small wonders. Combine movement with mindfulness and gratitude. As you walk, consciously look for things to appreciate. The intricate pattern of a leaf, the resilience of a small plant growing through a crack in the pavement, the warmth of the sun, the colors of the sky. Notice the ordinary, the often overlooked details that make up the tapestry of life. 3. Gratitude rocks or visual anchors. Find a small stone or object that you can keep in your pocket or on your desk. Each time you touch it, think of one thing you are grateful for. This acts as a physical reminder throughout your day. Create a gratitude jar, write down things you're grateful for on small slips of paper and put them in a jar. When you're feeling down, pull out a few slips and read them. 4. Expressing gratitude to others. Don't just feel gratitude, express it. Send a thank you note, make a phone call, or simply offer a sincere compliment. Expressing appreciation not only boosts your mood but also strengthens your relationships, creating a positive ripple effect. Why it works for anxiety. Anxiety often traps us in a loop of what-if scenarios and a perception of impending danger or lack. Gratitude intentionally redirects our attention. It forces us to acknowledge the good that is present, diminishing the perceived power of the threats. It shifts our brain's default mode from threat detection to resource awareness. When you consistently remind yourself of the good things, even small ones, you build an internal reservoir of positivity that can act as a buffer against the waves of anxiety. It's not about ignoring your problems, but about creating balance. Even in moments of chaos, there are always pockets of calm, moments of beauty, and things to be grateful for. The practice of gratitude helps you find them. Chapter 9, Prioritizing Self-Care, Non-Negotiables for Your Well-Being. In our always-on, productivity-driven culture, self-care is often misunderstood as a luxury or a selfish indulgence. We envision bubble baths and spa days, which are lovely, but true self-care for anxiety management goes much deeper. It's about making conscious, proactive choices that nourish your mental, emotional, and physical health, making them non-negotiable priorities in your life. Think of yourself as a high-performance vehicle. You wouldn't expect a car to run efficiently without regular maintenance, fuel, and occasional tune UPS. Yet, we often expect ourselves to perform at peak capacity without adequate rest, proper nutrition, or emotional replenishment. When we neglect our fundamental needs, our resilience erodes, and anxiety finds fertile ground to take root and flourish. Prioritizing self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. It's the foundation upon which your ability to manage anxiety and thrive in chaos is built. Here are the core pillars of self-care that should become your daily non-negotiables. 1. Sleep hygiene, your brain's reset button. Sleep is arguably the most powerful yet undervalued tool for anxiety management. Chronic sleep deprivation dramatically increases stress hormones and impairs your brain's ability to regulate emotions. Consistent sleep schedule, go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends. This regulates your circadian rhythm. Create a wind-down routine, at least an hour before bed, dim the lights, put away screens, phone, tablet, computer, TV, and engage in calming activities like reading a physical book, listening to soft music, taking a warm bath, or gentle stretching. Optimize your sleep environment, ensure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool. Avoid stimulants, limit caffeine and alcohol, especially in the afternoon and evening. 2. Nourishing your body, fueling your calm. What you put into your body directly impacts your mood and energy levels. Balanced nutrition, focus on whole, unprocessed foods, plenty of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. These provide stable energy and essential nutrients for brain health. Limit processed foods, sugar, and caffeine. These can cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, mimicking or exacerbating anxiety symptoms. While a morning coffee is fine for many, pay attention to how caffeine affects your anxiety. Stay hydrated. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, and irritability, all of which can increase anxiety. Sip water consistently throughout the day. 3. Movement as medicine, releasing stress. Your body is designed to move, and physical activity is an incredibly effective stress reducer. It releases endorphins, natural mood elevators, and helps to burn off excess adrenaline and cortisol. Find what you enjoy. It doesn't have to be a grueling gym session. Walk, dance, do yoga, swim, cycle, garden, anything that gets your body moving. Consistency over intensity, aim for regular, moderate activity rather than infrequent, intense bursts. Even short, brisk walks can make a significant difference. Listen to your body. Some days you might need vigorous exercise, other days, a gentle stretch or restorative yoga might be what your anxious system truly needs. 4. Creative outlets, expressing your inner world. Engaging in creative activities can be incredibly therapeutic and a powerful antidote to anxious rumination. Hobbies, whether it's painting, writing, playing an instrument, crafting, knitting, or cooking, dedicate time to activities that bring you joy and allow for non-goal-oriented expression. Journaling, this is a particularly powerful tool for anxiety. Free writing about your thoughts and feelings can help you externalize them, making them feel less overwhelming and providing insight. You don't have to be a writer, just let the words flow. 5. Connection and community, the human touch. Humans are social creatures. Meaningful connections are vital for mental well-being and act as a buffer against anxiety. Nurture relationships, make time for friends and family who uplift you. Seek support, don't be afraid to reach out to trusted individuals when you're struggling. Isolation feeds anxiety. Set boundaries, equally important is knowing who drains your energy and setting healthy boundaries to protect yourself. Making self-care a non-negotiable part of your daily routine isn't selfish, it's an act of deep self-respect and self-preservation. It's how you replenish your well, so you have the energy and resilience to navigate the chaos of modern life without being consumed by anxiety. Start with one small change, be consistent, and watch your inner calm grow. Chapter 10, Setting Boundaries, Protecting Your Energy and Time. In our interconnected, always-on world, one of the biggest silent contributors to modern anxiety is the erosion of boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines we draw to protect our time, energy, mental space, and emotional well-being from external demands and pressures. When our boundaries are weak or non-existent, we become permeable to the chaos of others, constantly feeling overwhelmed, resentful, and utterly depleted. Think of your energy as a finite resource, like a battery. Every interaction, every demand, every notification, every yes consumes some of that energy. Without clear boundaries, your battery is constantly draining, leaving you vulnerable to anxiety, burnout, and a feeling of being perpetually behind. Setting boundaries isn't about being mean or selfish, it's about self-preservation and respecting your own capacity. It's about saying yes to yourself, so you can show up more fully for the things that truly matter. Here's how to build and maintain healthy boundaries in a chaotic world. 1. Digital boundaries, taming the notification beast. Our phones are constant sources of potential anxiety, with their endless notifications and demands for our attention. Schedule check-ins, instead of being constantly tethered, designate specific times to check emails, social media, and messages. This might be every few hours, or only twice a day. Turn off notifications, most notifications are interruptions, designed to pull you away from what you're doing. Turn off all non-essential notifications on your phone and computer. You'll be amazed at the quiet and mental space this creates. No phone zones/times, designate areas or times as phone-free. This could be the dinner table, your bedroom an hour before sleep, or the first hour of your morning. Curate your feed, unfollow, mute, or block accounts that consistently trigger your anxiety or make you feel inadequate. Your digital environment should feel nourishing, not draining. Digital detoxes, periodically take a full day, or even a weekend, away from all screens. Reconnect with the real world, your hobbies, and loved ones. 2. Time boundaries, protecting your schedule. Your time is your most precious asset. Don't let others dictate how it's spent. Learn to say no, this is perhaps the hardest, but most liberating, boundary. You don't need elaborate excuses. A simple, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm unable to take that on right now," or "No, that doesn't work for my schedule," is often enough. Practice it. Batch similar tasks, group similar tasks, example answering emails, making calls, to minimize context switching, which is a major energy drain. Schedule me time, block out time in your calendar for self-care, hobbies, or simply doing nothing. Treat these appointments with yourself as non-negotiable as any other. Communicate your availability, Let colleagues or clients know your working hours or when you'll be checking messages, managing expectations upfront. 3. Emotional boundaries, shielding your inner world. This is about protecting your emotional energy from being consumed by others' drama or negativity. Limit exposure to energy drainers. Identify people who consistently leave you feeling exhausted, depleted, or anxious. While you might not be able to cut them out entirely, you can limit your interactions or the depth of your engagement. Don't take on others' emotions, practice empathy without absorption. You can understand someone's pain without making it your own. Remind yourself, this is their emotion, not mine. Don't engage in gossip or negativity spirals. Consciously steer conversations away from excessive complaining or judgmental talk. These behaviors feed anxiety. It's okay to disagree, you don't have to adopt others' opinions or anxieties. You can hold your own perspective respectfully. 4. Physical boundaries, respecting your space. This involves your personal space, touch, and even physical proximity. His can be as simple as standing a comfortable distance from someone, or as profound as communicating your need for personal space in your home. Recognize and communicate your comfort levels with physical touch. The yes to self philosophy. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to something that nourishes you. Every boundary you set is an act of self-love and self-preservation. It might feel uncomfortable at first, people might push back, or you might feel guilt. But with practice, setting boundaries becomes easier, and the profound calm and increased energy you experience will be your reward. It's a crucial skill for navigating the chaos of modern life with your well-being intact. Part 4, Shifting Your Mindset, Reshaping Your Inner World. We've explored how our ancient brains react to modern chaos and learned immediate tools and daily practices to build resilience. Now, we delve into perhaps the most transformative aspect of managing anxiety, reshaping your mindset. Anxiety isn't just about what happens to you, it's profoundly influenced by how you perceive and interpret those events. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful, and often, they are the silent architects of our anxiety. This part of the audiobook is about learning to identify unhelpful thought patterns and actively challenging them, cultivating a more compassionate inner voice, and ultimately, shifting your entire relationship with your emotions and experiences. This is where deep and lasting change truly takes root. Chapter 11, Challenging Anxious Thoughts, the ABCs of Cognitive Reframing. Imagine your anxious thoughts as a group of unruly children demanding your attention. If you believe every word they say, you'll be constantly stressed. But if you learn to listen with a discerning ear, question their assumptions, and offer alternative perspectives, you regain control. This is the essence of cognitive reframing, a core principle of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT posits that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are interconnected. Anxious feelings and behaviors often stem from distorted or unhelpful thought patterns. If you can change the thought, you can change the feeling and the subsequent behavior. Understanding thinking traps, cognitive distortions. Our anxious brains often fall into predictable patterns of unhelpful thinking. Learning to identify these thinking traps is the first step to escaping them. Catastrophizing, blowing things out of proportion, always assuming the worst-case scenario. If I fail this exam, my life is over. All-or-nothing thinking, seeing things in black and white, no middle ground. If I'm not perfect, I'm a complete failure. Overgeneralization, drawing a sweeping negative conclusion based on a single event. I messed up that presentation, so I'm terrible at everything. Mind reading, assuming you know what others are thinking negatively about you, without evidence. They're laughing, they must be laughing at me. Fortune telling, predicting negative outcomes in the future. I just know this job interview is going to be a disaster. Personalization, taking everything personally, even if it's unrelated to you. My friend is quiet today, it must be because I upset them. Should statements, rigid rules about how you and others should or must behave, leading to guilt or frustration. I should never feel anxious. Emotional reasoning, believing something is true because you feel it strongly. I feel worthless, so I must be worthless. Do any of these sound familiar? We all fall into these traps sometimes, but when anxiety is high, they become our default mode of thinking. The ABCs of Cognitive Reframing, your Thought Detective Kit. This is a practical tool to help you challenge and reframe anxious thoughts. It involves a simple, step-by-step process. A. Activating event: what happened or what situation triggered your anxious thoughts or feelings? Be specific. Example: my boss sent an email asking to see me first thing tomorrow. B. Belief: anxious thought: what automatic thought or belief popped into your head in response to the activating event? This is often the distorted thought. Example: oh no, I'm going to be fired. I must have done something wrong. I'm terrible at my job. Catastrophizing, all or nothing thinking, personalization. C. Consequence: feelings and behavior: how did this thought make you feel, and what did you do as a result? Example: I felt a knot in my stomach, my heart raced. I spent the rest of the day distracted, couldn't focus on work, and lay awake worrying all night. D. Dispute: challenge the thought. This is the crucial step. Actively question your anxious thought. Become a detective, looking for evidence. What's the evidence for this thought? Example: has my boss ever threatened to fire me? Have I ever been fired before? Have I received good performance reviews? What's the evidence against this thought? Example: I just completed a successful project last week. My boss usually provides positive feedback. My colleagues seem to trust me. The email was very short and didn't contain any alarming language. Is there another way to look at this situation? Example: perhaps my boss just wants to discuss the upcoming project. Maybe they need my input on something. Maybe they want to praise me. What would I tell a friend in this exact situation? You'd likely offer reassurance and a more rational perspective. Is this thought helpful or unhelpful? The thought of being fired is unhelpful as it caused extreme distress and prevented sleep. E. New, effective belief: based on your dispute, what's a more balanced, realistic, and helpful thought you can adopt? Example: my boss wants to see me. It's possible it's about the new project or something positive. Even if it's a challenge, I have the skills to handle it, and worrying all night won't help anything. I will prepare what I can and approach it calmly. This process takes practice, but it's incredibly empowering. It helps you recognize that your thoughts are not always facts. They are interpretations, and you have the power to choose more helpful interpretations. By consistently challenging your anxious thoughts, you loosen their grip, quiet your inner critic, and open up space for a more peaceful and realistic inner dialogue. This isn't about positive thinking, it's about realistic thinking. Chapter 12, Embracing Imperfection, the Freedom of Letting Go. In a world that often demands flawlessness, where curated social media feeds present an impossible standard of success and happiness, many of us fall into the trap of perfectionism. And where perfectionism thrives, anxiety inevitably follows. The fear of not being good enough, of making mistakes, or of falling short of unrealistic expectations can be an immense source of chronic anxiety and self-criticism. Embracing imperfection is not about lowering your standards or becoming complacent. It's about letting go of the need for an impossible ideal, accepting your inherent humanity, and finding freedom in the messiness of life. It's about recognizing that growth, learning, and genuine connection often happen through our imperfections, not despite them. The anxious link to perfectionism. Perfectionism often stems from a deep-seated fear of failure, rejection, or not being loved or worthy. This fear fuels a relentless drive to avoid mistakes, to control every outcome, and to present a flawless facade. The anxious brain sees even minor errors as catastrophic, leading to Procrastination, fear of not doing something perfectly leads to not starting at all. Overworking and burnout, endless revisions, obsessive attention to detail, inability to delegate. Self-criticism, a harsh inner voice that constantly points out flaws and shortcomings. Social anxiety, fear of being judged or exposed as not good enough. Cultivating self-compassion, your inner best friend. The antidote to the harsh inner critic of perfectionism is self-compassion. Pioneered by Dr. Kristin Neff, self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding you would offer a dear friend who is struggling. Mindfulness, acknowledge your suffering without judgment. This is a moment of pain. I'm struggling right now. Common humanity, remind yourself that imperfection and suffering are part of the shared human experience. I'm not alone in feeling this way. Many people struggle with this. Self-kindness, actively comfort yourself. Talk to yourself gently, offer a soothing touch, hand over heart, or give yourself a break. May I be kind to myself in this moment. Practical steps to embrace imperfection. 1. The good enough philosophy. Not everything needs to be perfect. For many tasks, good enough is truly good enough. This frees up immense energy and reduces stress. Identify areas where in your life can you loosen your grip. Is it your perfectly tidy home, your meticulously crafted emails, or your workout routine? Practice doing just enough. For a non-critical task, consciously aim for good enough instead of striving for perfection. Notice the relief you feel. 2. Learn to fail forward. Shift your perspective on mistakes. See them not as failures, but as valuable opportunities for learning and growth. Analyze, don't criticize. When you make an error, instead of dwelling on self-blame, ask, what did I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? Embrace the learning curve. Remind yourself that every new skill involves fumbling and mistakes. It's part of the process. 3. Set realistic expectations. Challenge the unrealistic ideals presented by media and society. Understand that no one is perfect, and life is inherently messy. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins and incremental improvements. Redefine success. Success isn't about never making a mistake, it's about resilience, effort, and continuous learning. 4. Practice vulnerability. Share your struggles, imperfections, and fears with trusted friends or family. This is incredibly liberating and can strengthen your connections. When we hide our true selves in pursuit of perfection, we isolate ourselves. When we allow ourselves to be seen, imperfections and all, we create true intimacy. Embracing imperfection is a radical act of self-acceptance in a world obsessed with flawlessness. It frees you from the exhausting pursuit of an unattainable ideal, reduces self-criticism, and creates space for genuine joy, growth, and connection. By letting go of the need to be perfect, you open yourself up to being truly, authentically, and calmly yourself. Chapter 13, The Art of Acceptance, Riding the Waves of Emotion. When we experience anxiety, our natural impulse is to fight it. We resist the uncomfortable sensations, try to push away the racing thoughts, and desperately wish the feeling would just disappear. This resistance, while understandable, often creates a paradox. The more we fight anxiety, the stronger its grip becomes. This is where the profound power of acceptance comes in. Acceptance is not resignation. It's not about giving up, liking your anxiety, or letting it control your life. Instead, acceptance is about acknowledging reality, allowing difficult emotions to simply be present, and choosing how you will respond, rather than being swept away by the current of your feelings. It's a fundamental principle of acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, which teaches us to make space for discomfort while moving towards a meaningful life. The danger of experiential avoidance. When we constantly try to avoid uncomfortable feelings, this is called experiential avoidance. This can manifest as suppression, trying to push down or ignore anxious thoughts and feelings. Example: don't think about it. This is often futile and can make them return with greater intensity. Distraction, unhealthy: engaging in unhelpful behaviors to escape feelings, example: excessive drinking, overeating, compulsive scrolling, overworking. Procrastination, avoiding situations that might trigger anxiety. While some healthy distraction can be useful in acute moments, as discussed in Chapter 6, chronic avoidance shrinks your world, limits your experiences, and ultimately fuels anxiety. It teaches your brain that certain feelings are dangerous and must be escaped at all costs. Acceptance, making space for discomfort. Instead of fighting, we practice making space. Imagine your anxiety as an uninvited guest. You don't like them, but they're at your door. You can scream at them, try to shove them away, but they'll just keep pushing back. Or, you can acknowledge their presence, offer them a chair, metaphorically, and carry on with what you're doing, knowing they will eventually leave. Practical steps to practice acceptance. 1. Acknowledge and name. Simply noticing and naming your emotion can create crucial distance. I notice I'm feeling anxious right now. I'm experiencing a wave of fear. There's a tight sensation in my chest. This is similar to the acknowledge and allow technique from Chapter 6, but here we emphasize the conscious choice of allowing. 2. The leaves on a stream revisited. This powerful visualization is excellent for acceptance. As anxious thoughts or feelings arise, imagine placing them gently on a leaf and watching them float down a stream. You don't have to follow them, just observe them as they pass. 3. The surf the wave analogy. This is particularly helpful for panic attacks or intense waves of anxiety. Imagine anxiety as a wave in the ocean. It builds, it peaks, and it eventually dissipates. Instead of fighting the wave, which would knock you over, imagine yourself as a surfer. You acknowledge the wave, you turn into it, and you ride it. You feel the sensations, you know it's intense, but you trust that it will pass. Remind yourself, this feeling is intense, but it is temporary. I can ride this wave until it breaks. 4. Practice radical acceptance. This is about accepting what is, even if it's painful or unfair, without judgment or resistance. It's a core dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, skill. This situation is happening right now, whether I like it or not. I am feeling this emotion, and that is okay. This is not about condoning harmful situations, but accepting the reality of the present moment. 5. Distinguish between pain and suffering. Psychologists often make a distinction. Pain, the unavoidable discomfort of life, example: a sad event, a physical sensation of anxiety. This is inevitable. Suffering, the additional distress we create by resisting pain, by wishing things were different, or by getting caught in anxious thoughts about the pain. This is optional. Acceptance helps us reduce suffering by engaging with pain without added resistance. The art of acceptance is about cultivating a compassionate curiosity towards your inner experience. It teaches you that emotions, even uncomfortable ones, are messengers. You can hear the message without letting it dictate your entire experience. By making space for anxiety, paradoxically, you often find that its intensity lessens, and its power over you diminishes. You learn that you are capable of holding discomfort, and that this capacity is a profound source of inner calm and strength. Chapter 14, Cultivating Optimism and Hope, a Mindset for Growth. Anxiety often thrives on a diet of worst-case scenarios and a sense of hopelessness about the future. It whispers, "What if," and then conjures up a parade of negative possibilities. To counter this, one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can cultivate is optimism and hope. This isn't about being naive or ignoring reality, it's about actively fostering a belief in your capacity to navigate challenges, seeing possibilities, and finding meaning even in difficult times. Optimism is not merely a personality trait, it's a learned skill, a muscle you can strengthen. It involves consciously choosing to focus on the potential for positive outcomes, learning from setbacks, and believing in your own agency to create a better future. When you cultivate optimism, you equip yourself with an internal resilience that acts as a strong buffer against the corrosive effects of chronic anxiety. The power of optimistic explanatory style. Optimistic people tend to interpret negative events differently. Instead of seeing setbacks as permanent, pervasive, and personal, "It's always like this, everything is terrible, it's all my fault," they view them as temporary. "This is tough right now, but it will pass." Specific: "This particular challenge is difficult, but it doesn't mean my whole life is falling apart." External/situational: "This setback was due to external factors, or a specific mistake, not a fundamental flaw in me." This difference in perspective dramatically impacts how quickly we recover from adversity and how much anxiety we experience. Practical ways to cultivate optimism and hope. 1. Practice realistic optimism. This isn't about toxic positivity, denying negative emotions. It's about acknowledging challenges while actively seeking out potential solutions, silver linings, and believing in your capacity to adapt. When facing a problem, ask yourself, what is one small step I can take to move forward, or what resources do I have to deal with this? Remind yourself of past challenges you successfully navigated. This builds self-efficacy and belief in your resilience. 2. The power of positive affirmations, with a caveat. Simply repeating "I am calm, I am happy" without truly believing it can feel hollow. For affirmations to be effective, they need to resonate and feel believable. Make them realistic and action-oriented. Instead of "I have no anxiety," try "I am learning to manage my anxiety, and I am getting better every day." Focus on process, not just outcome. "I am capable of taking steps towards my goals," rather than "I will achieve everything immediately." Pair with emotion. As you say an affirmation, try to truly feel the positive emotion it evokes. 3. Visualize success and positive outcomes. Our brains don't always distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. Use this to your advantage. Before a challenging situation, example a meeting, a social event, close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself navigating it calmly and successfully. See yourself speaking confidently, feeling at ease, and achieving a positive result. Regularly visualize. Take a few minutes each day to imagine your life unfolding with greater peace, joy, and purpose. Focus on the feelings associated with these visions. 4. Identify and lean into your strengths. Anxiety often magnifies our weaknesses. Consciously focusing on your strengths can build self-efficacy and confidence. List your strengths. What are you good at? What qualities do you possess? Example: kindness, creativity, perseverance, problem solving. Apply your strengths. How can you use these strengths to navigate current challenges or to contribute positively to your life and others? 5. Find the good news. Just as we learned to filter media in previous chapters, actively seek out and consume positive, inspiring stories. Follow accounts or news sources that highlight solutions, acts of kindness, or innovations. This counteracts the negativity bias of the general news cycle. 6. Connect with your purpose and values. When you live a life aligned with what truly matters to you, your values, you foster a deeper sense of meaning and hope. Even in challenging times, knowing why you are doing something can provide immense motivation and resilience. We will explore this further in a later chapter. Cultivating optimism and hope isn't about ignoring the storms, it's about trusting your ship and your ability to sail through them. It's about remembering that even in the darkest night, the stars are still there, and the sun will rise again. This mindset empowers you to approach life with greater courage, resilience, and a profound belief in your capacity for growth and well-being. Part 5, Navigating External Chaos and Looking Forward. We've laid a strong foundation of self-understanding, immediate relief, and internal resilience. But anxiety doesn't exist in a vacuum, it interacts constantly with the external world. This part of the audiobook is about strategically managing the external influences that can exacerbate anxiety, building supportive relationships, and knowing when and how to seek professional help. It's about creating an external environment that supports your internal calm. Chapter 15, Media and Information Consumption, Curating Your Input. One of the most insidious yet pervasive sources of modern anxiety is the relentless, unfiltered stream of media and information. We are constantly bombarded with news, opinions, alerts, and curated realities through our phones, televisions, and computers. While staying informed is important, the sheer volume and often negative nature of this input can overwhelm our nervous systems, leaving us feeling stressed, hopeless, and perpetually on edge. This phenomenon has even been given a name: doom scrolling, the tendency to compulsively scroll through negative news or content, even when it causes distress. Our brains, designed to identify threats, get trapped in this loop, confirming their worst fears and triggering a constant flow of stress hormones. To protect your peace, you must become a conscious curator of your information diet. Just as you wouldn't eat unhealthy food all day, you shouldn't consume unfiltered, anxiety-inducing information all day. Strategies for mindful information consumption. 1. Set clear time limits. Designate news time. Instead of constant checking, set specific, limited times for consuming news, example 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, another 15 to 20 minutes in the evening. Outside of these times, close news apps and avoid news channels. No phone zone/times, revisited reinforce phone-free times, especially around sleep, meals, and social interactions. 2. Choose your sources wisely. Reliable over sensational, opt for reputable, factual news sources that prioritize reporting over sensationalism, clickbait, or fear-mongering. Avoid outlets that consistently trigger intense emotional reactions. Vary your sources, get information from a few diverse, trusted sources to gain a balanced perspective. Focus on solutions, seek out solutions journalism or human interest stories that highlight positive developments and resilience, not just problems. 3. Curate your social media feeds. Social media is often a major source of comparison, judgment, and information overload. Unfollow/mute liberally, if an account consistently makes you feel anxious, inadequate, angry, or drained, unfollow or mute it. This includes friends or family whose constant negativity or overly curated lives affect your mental well-being. Follow inspiring accounts. Actively seek out accounts that share uplifting content, positive news, educational material, or promote well-being. Use tools. Utilize Do Not Disturb modes, app limits, and screen time tracking features on your devices to monitor and reduce usage. 4. Be mindful of passive consumption. It's not just what you actively seek out, it's what you passively absorb. Background noise. Be aware of how background news channels or talk radio might be subtly elevating your anxiety. Conversations. Gently steer conversations away from excessive negativity, gossip, or doom and gloom scenarios if they're draining you. It's okay to say, "I'm trying to limit my exposure to negative news right now." 5. The information diet mindset. Just like you manage your food intake for physical health, manage your information intake for mental health. Ask yourself, is this information essential for me to know right now? Is this information adding value or simply increasing my anxiety? Can I do anything about this information? If not, is dwelling on it serving me? Consciously curating your information diet is a powerful act of self-protection and self-care. It allows you to stay informed without becoming overwhelmed, giving your nervous system the much-needed break it deserves from the relentless noise of the world. Chapter 16, Building Your Support System. You are not alone. One of the most painful side effects of anxiety is the feeling of isolation. It often convinces us that we are alone in our struggles, that no one understands, or that we are a burden to others. This couldn't be further from the truth. Humans are inherently social creatures, and meaningful connection is a fundamental pillar of mental well-being and a powerful antidote to anxiety. Your support system is your network of trusted individuals who offer empathy, understanding, encouragement, and practical help when you need it. It's about recognizing that you don't have to carry the weight of the world, or even your anxiety, all by yourself. The power of connection reduces stress. Social connection literally lowers cortisol levels and boosts oxytocin, the love hormone, which promotes feelings of calm and well-being. Provides perspective. Sharing your worries can help you gain new insights, challenge distorted thoughts, and realize that your fears might not be as dire as they seem. Offers practical help. Sometimes, you just need someone to listen, or offer a distraction, or help you brainstorm solutions. Reinforces belonging. Knowing you're part of a community, that you matter to others, is a powerful antidote to the isolation anxiety creates. Strategies for building and nurturing your support system. 1. Identify your trusted allies. Who are the people in your life who consistently make you feel heard and understood? Uplifted and energized, not drained? Safe to be vulnerable with? Supported and cared for? These might be family members, friends, a partner, colleagues, mentors, or even online community members. 2. Practice vulnerable sharing. It can be scary to open up about your anxiety, but it's often met with far more empathy than judgment. Start small. You don't have to share everything at once. Begin by expressing a small worry or how you're feeling on a particular day. Use I statements: I'm feeling overwhelmed today, or I'm finding this situation really anxiety-provoking. Be specific about what you need. Do you need advice, a distraction, just a listening ear, or practical help? I just need you to listen, or can you help me brainstorm options? 3. Be a good listener in return. Relationships are a two-way street. Practice active listening, empathy, and being present for others. This strengthens bonds and fosters mutual support. 4. Prioritize meaningful interactions. In a busy world, it's easy to let connections slide. Make time for genuine, face-to-face, or video call, interactions with your trusted people. Schedule regular catch-ups. Engage in shared activities that bring you joy. 5. Seek community. If your immediate circle feels limited, or if you want to connect with people who share similar experiences, join a group. Explore interest-based groups, clubs, volunteer organizations, or even online forums related to your hobbies or passions. Support groups. Consider anxiety support groups, either in person or online. Sharing with others who truly understand can be incredibly validating and empowering. 6. Learn to set boundaries. Revisited. While connection is vital, it's also important to protect yourself from relationships that consistently drain you. This might mean limiting time with highly negative individuals or learning to disengage from toxic conversations. It's about surrounding yourself with people who uplift, not pull you down. Remember, reaching out for support is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows self-awareness and a commitment to your well-being. By actively cultivating and nurturing your support system, you create a powerful buffer against anxiety, reminding yourself that you are valuable, you are connected, and you are never truly alone. Chapter 17, When to Seek Professional Help, Knowing Your Limits. Throughout this audiobook, we've explored a wide array of tools and strategies to understand and manage modern anxiety. Many of these techniques will significantly improve your well-being. However, it's crucial to acknowledge a vital part of comprehensive care, knowing when to seek professional help. Just as you wouldn't hesitate to see a doctor for a persistent physical ailment, seeking help for your mental health is a sign of strength, self-awareness, and a proactive approach to well-being. Mental health professionals are trained experts who can provide personalized strategies, diagnoses, and support that may go beyond what self-help resources can offer. Signs that professional help might be beneficial. Consider reaching out to a mental health professional if anxiety is persisting or worsening. Despite consistent efforts with self-help techniques, your anxiety doesn't seem to improve or is getting worse. Significant impairment in daily life, your anxiety is consistently interfering with your work, school, relationships, sleep, or ability to engage in activities you once enjoyed. You find yourself avoiding situations or places due to fear. Frequent panic attacks, you are experiencing regular panic attacks that are severely distressing and impacting your quality of life. Overwhelming physical symptoms of anxiety, example chronic tension, digestive issues, racing heart, are severe and impacting your physical health, and medical causes have been ruled out. Difficulty coping with past trauma, if your anxiety stems from past traumatic experiences, a therapist specializing in trauma can provide specific, effective treatments. Substance use, you find yourself relying on alcohol, drugs, or other unhealthy coping mechanisms to manage your anxiety. Thoughts of self-harm or hopelessness, if you are experiencing thoughts of harming yourself, or a pervasive sense of hopelessness, please seek help immediately. These are serious signs that require professional intervention. If you are in immediate crisis, please call emergency services or a crisis hotline. Types of professional help. 1. Therapy, psychotherapy/counseling. A therapist, counselor, or psychologist provides a safe, confidential space to explore your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. They can teach you coping skills, help you process past experiences, and challenge unhelpful patterns. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, highly effective for anxiety. Focuses on identifying and changing negative thought patterns and behaviors. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, helps you accept difficult thoughts and feelings while committing to actions aligned with your values. Exposure therapy, gradually exposes you to feared situations to help you overcome phobias and anxiety. Psychodynamic therapy, explores how past experiences and unconscious patterns might be contributing to present anxiety. 2. Medication. For some individuals, medication can be a valuable tool, especially when anxiety symptoms are severe and debilitating. Antidepressants, SSRIs/SNRIs, often prescribed for anxiety disorders, they work by affecting neurotransmitters in the brain. They are not addictive and typically take a few weeks to show effects. Benzodiazepines can provide rapid relief for acute anxiety or panic attacks but are generally prescribed for short-term use due to potential for dependence. Consult a medical doctor/psychiatrist. Only a qualified medical doctor or psychiatrist can prescribe medication. They will assess your overall health, symptoms, and potential side effects to determine if medication is right for you. How to find a professional. Referrals, ask your primary care doctor for a referral. Online directories, websites like Psychology Today, Good Therapy, or professional association sites, example American Psychological Association, allow you to search for therapists by location, specialty, and insurance. Employee assistance programs, EAPs. Many workplaces offer EAP services that provide a limited number of free therapy sessions or referrals. Insurance company, check with your health insurance provider for a list of in-network mental health professionals. Finding the right fit with a therapist is important. Don't be discouraged if the first person you meet isn't the perfect match. It's okay to try a few different professionals until you find someone you feel comfortable and confident working with. Remember, seeking professional help is a powerful step towards regaining control over your anxiety and creating a life of greater calm and fulfillment. It's an investment in your most valuable asset, your mental health. Chapter 18, Living a Values-Driven Life, Your Compass in the Chaos. We've learned to calm the immediate storms and build internal resilience. Now, let's talk about your compass. When the world feels chaotic and anxiety threatens to pull you in a million directions, your values become your guiding stars. Living a values-driven life means aligning your actions, decisions, and goals with what truly matters most to you, creating a profound sense of purpose and direction that transcends momentary anxieties. Anxiety often makes us reactive, driven by fear, obligation, or external pressures. We might make choices that temporarily reduce anxiety but ultimately pull us away from what genuinely brings us meaning. A values-driven life shifts this. It's about being proactive, intentional, and choosing to move towards what enriches your existence, even when discomfort is present. What are values? Values are your deepest desires for how you want to live, what kind of person you want to be, and what you want to stand for. They are not goals, which you can achieve or fail, they are ongoing directions. Examples of values: kindness, courage, creativity, learning, connection, compassion, honesty, adventure, contribution, integrity, peace, authenticity. Take a moment to reflect. What is truly important to you at your core? What qualities do you admire most in others and wish to embody yourself? This isn't about what society tells you should be important, but what resonates deeply within you. Anxiety versus values, the tug of war. Often, anxiety pulls us away from our values. If your value is connection, but social anxiety prevents you from reaching out to friends, you're moving away from your value. If your value is creativity, but perfectionism or fear of judgment stops you from pursuing a hobby, you're moving away from your value. If your value is contribution, but fear of failure prevents you from volunteering, you're moving away from your value. The act of moving towards your values, even with anxiety present, is incredibly empowering. It shows your brain that you are capable of action despite discomfort, and it adds meaning to your life that anxiety cannot diminish. How to live a values-driven life. 1. Identify your core values. Reflection exercise. Take time to brainstorm or journal about. What kind of person do you want to be remembered as? What qualities do you want to bring to your relationships? What's truly important to you, beyond material possessions or fleeting pleasures? When do you feel most alive, most authentic, most you? Choose 3 to 5 key values, narrow down your list to the values that are most central to your being. 2. Use values as a compass for decision making. When faced with a decision, big or small, ask yourself: does this choice align with my value of example kindness? Is this action moving me towards or away from the person I want to be? This framework provides clarity and helps you make choices that lead to long-term fulfillment rather than short-term anxiety relief. 3. Act on your values, even in small ways. You don't need grand gestures to live your values. If your value is kindness, offer a genuine compliment, help a stranger, listen empathetically. If your value is learning, read a book, listen to an educational podcast, try something new. If your value is courage, speak your truth gently, try a new experience even if it's scary, stand up for what's right. These small, consistent actions build momentum and reinforce your commitment to your values. 4. Acknowledge the discomfort. It's important to remember that living a values-driven life doesn't mean you'll be free from anxiety or discomfort. In fact, sometimes acting on your values, example courage, authenticity, might trigger anxiety. The difference is that you're experiencing the discomfort in the service of something important to you, not in response to a perceived threat. This distinction makes the anxiety feel more purposeful and manageable. Living a values-driven life provides a profound sense of meaning, purpose, and direction that acts as your unwavering compass in the chaos of modern existence. It helps you transcend the fear and reactivity of anxiety, allowing you to build a life that is rich, meaningful, and deeply satisfying, regardless of the external storms. Part 6, Your Journey Forward, Embracing Ongoing Calm. You have embarked on an incredible journey through these chapters, gaining valuable insights and practical tools to navigate the landscape of modern anxiety. You've learned about your anxious brain, discovered immediate relief techniques, built resilience through daily practices, and started reshaping your mindset. This final section is about understanding that your path to calm is an ongoing journey, not a destination, and how to continue moving forward with grace and strength, even when the road gets bumpy. Chapter 19, Relapse is part of the process, bouncing back stronger. It's tempting to believe that once you've learned these strategies, your anxiety will disappear forever, or that you'll never experience another moment of panic or worry. The reality, however, is that life is unpredictable, and emotions are fluid. Just as physical healing isn't a linear process, neither is mental well-being. There will be days when the chaos feels overwhelming again. There will be moments when old anxious thought patterns resurface. This isn't a sign of failure, it's a normal, natural part of the human experience and the process of growth. In the world of mental health, we call these moments of heightened symptoms a setback or a lapse, rather than a relapse, which implies a complete return to a previous state without any tools. Understanding that these moments are part of the process, not an indication of personal failure, is crucial for maintaining long-term progress. Think of it like learning to ride a bicycle. You learn the balance, the pedaling, the steering. You might ride confidently for miles. But occasionally, you might hit a patch of gravel, lose your balance and wobble or even fall. The fall isn't a sign that you failed at riding a bike forever. It's an opportunity to remember your skills, readjust, and get back on. Why setbacks happen? Life stressors, unexpected life events, loss, job change, health issues, can naturally increase stress and anxiety. Neglecting self-care, if your routines for sleep, nutrition, exercise, or mindfulness slip, your resilience can diminish. Old habits resurfacing, the anxious brain has well-worn pathways. Under stress, it's easy to fall back into old thinking or coping patterns. Environmental triggers, a specific situation, person, or memory can suddenly evoke a strong anxious response. Normal fluctuations, it's simply normal for emotions to ebb and flow. Even without a specific trigger, you might have an off day. Strategies for bouncing back stronger. 1. Normalize and validate. When you feel anxiety resurface, the first step is to acknowledge it without judgment. Say to yourself, okay, this is a moment of anxiety. This is normal. It doesn't mean I'm failing. Remind yourself, many people experience this. I am not alone. This validation immediately reduces the secondary anxiety that comes from judging yourself for being anxious. 2. Revisit your toolkit. You've accumulated a powerful toolkit throughout this audiobook. Now is the time to use it. Immediate relief, go back to your breath work, Chapter 4, grounding techniques, Chapter 5, or quick fixes, Chapter 6. What can you do right now to create a tiny bit of space from the overwhelm? Resilience builders, recommit to your self-care practices, Chapter 9. Have you been getting enough sleep? Moving your body? Nourishing yourself? Re-engage with mindfulness, Chapter 7, or gratitude, Chapter 8. 3. Challenge the thought, revisited. When anxious thoughts return, apply the ABCs of cognitive reframing, Chapter 11. What is the anxious thought telling me? What's the evidence for this? What's the evidence against it? Is there a more balanced perspective? 4. Practice self-compassion. This is crucial during a setback. Your inner critic will likely be loud, telling you that you should be over this by now. Offer yourself the same kindness and understanding you would give a friend who is struggling. Place a hand over your heart. Breathe. Say, this is hard. May I be kind to myself in this moment. Remember that learning and growing is a messy process. 5. Reflect and learn. Once the intense emotional wave has passed, take a moment to reflect. What might have contributed to the setback? Example: lack of sleep, a stressful event, skipping my usual meditation. What did I do that helped? Example: used a breathing exercise, talked to a friend. What can I adjust for next time? This transforms a setback from a failure into a valuable learning opportunity, building true wisdom and resilience. 6. Reach out for support. Don't isolate yourself. This is precisely when your support system, Chapter 16, is most vital. Talk to a trusted friend or family member. If the setback feels overwhelming or prolonged, reconnect with a therapist or mental health professional, Chapter 17. They can help you get back on track. Embracing setbacks as part of the journey allows you to approach them with less fear and more wisdom. It strengthens your belief in your own capacity to recover and adapt. Each time you navigate a moment of difficulty, you build deeper resilience, proving to yourself that you possess the inner resources to find your calm, no matter what chaos life throws your way. Chapter 20, Embracing Your Own Calm, A Continuous Journey, Conclusion. We have reached the end of our guided journey together, but this is truly just the beginning of your personal path towards a life of greater calm, clarity, and peace. You've listened, you've learned, and you've begun to practice. And for that, I commend you. Throughout this audiobook, we've dissected the intricate dance between our ancient human wiring and the relentless pace of modern life. We've understood that anxiety, in its essence, is not a flaw in your character, but an overzealous protector that sometimes needs a gentle recalibration. We began by acknowledging the very real and often overwhelming presence of chaos in our world, whether it's the roar of the news cycle, the silent pressure of social media, or the everyday demands on your time and energy. You learned that you are not alone in feeling this way, and that your experience is a shared human struggle. We then armed you with an immediate toolkit, the profound power of your breath, the grounding techniques that pull you back to the present, and quick fixes for moments of acute overwhelm. These are your anchors, always accessible, always ready to steady you when the waves crash hardest. From there, we moved into building enduring resilience. You explored the transformative practices of mindfulness, learning to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting entangled. You embraced the gratitude advantage, actively rewiring your brain to seek out the good. You made self-care a non-negotiable priority, understanding that nourishing your body and mind is fundamental to your well-being. And you discovered the liberation of setting healthy boundaries, reclaiming your time and energy from the demands of external chaos. We even reignited the spark of joy and play, reminding you of life's inherent beauty. Finally, we ventured into the powerful realm of mindset shifts. You became a detective of your own thoughts, challenging anxious patterns with cognitive reframing. You learned the profound freedom of embracing imperfection and cultivating self-compassion, silencing the harsh inner critic. And you embraced the art of acceptance, learning to ride the waves of emotion rather than fight them, and consciously cultivating optimism and hope as your guiding light. We discussed how to wisely curate your information intake, build a robust support system, and crucially, when and how to reach out for professional help, recognizing it as a sign of strength, not weakness. Most importantly, we discovered the unwavering compass of your values, the core principles that define who you want to be and how you want to live, guiding you through any storm towards a life of true meaning. Remember these fundamental truths. Calm is not the absence of chaos, it's the ability to navigate it with inner peace. The storms will still come, but you now have a stronger vessel and a better map. You are not your anxiety. It is an experience, a sensation, a set of thoughts, but it is not the entirety of who you are. You are the observer, the choice maker, the resilient spirit. Progress is not linear. There will be good days and challenging days. Embrace the setbacks as opportunities for deeper learning and growth. Self-compassion is your superpower. Treat yourself with kindness, patience, and understanding, especially when you stumble. Your journey to finding calm in chaos is a continuous practice, a lifelong commitment to nurturing your inner world. It's about showing up for yourself, day after day, with curiosity and kindness. Each deep breath you take, each mindful moment you create, each boundary you set, each compassionate thought you offer yourself, these are all acts of profound self-love and courage. The world outside may remain chaotic, but your inner world can become a sanctuary. A place where you can find stillness, clarity, and peace, no matter what storms rage around you. You have the tools. You have the capacity. You have the resilience. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide on this journey. Embrace your calm. Live your values. And know that you are deeply capable of navigating the chaos and finding the profound peace that resides within you.